10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff.
Stage 1.
We are on our way to space. Our 50th Electron rocket has taken flight and is headed to orbit carrying 5 satellites for Kinéis. Now up next you will hear the call out for max Q, or maximum aerodynamic pressure, which is the point in flight when Electron experiences peak structural loads. The GNC operator on console will give us the call that max Q is approaching, and then we'll listen out for confirmation of that.
Max Q.
Cleared max Q.
Excellent to have that confirmation that we have passed through max Q. We are now at over 2,000 kilometres an hour in speed and just past 17 kilometres in altitude on our way to orbit for Kinéis. Now next up, there are 3 key events for the mission: main engine cutoff, or MECO, stage separation, and then stage 2 engine ignition. MECO is when all 9 Rutherford engines shut down simultaneously on the first stage to prepare for the next phase in flight. Then after those engines are off, Electron's first and second stages will separate. Stage 1 will return back to Earth, while Stage 2 heads in the opposite direction and onward to orbit. Then the vacuum-optimised Rutherford engine on Electron's second stage will light up to propel the stage for this second phase of flight. Now those 3 events all take place in quick succession over just a few seconds, so let's listen in for the calls.
15 seconds to staging.
Entered burnout detect mode.
MECO confirmed.
Stage separation confirmed.
Stage 2 ignition confirmed.
3 successes and 3 milestones down. That was MECO, stage separation, and second stage engine ignition. We are now more than 2 minutes into flight and on the way to orbit for Kinéis. And up next will be fairing jettison, when Electron's fairing splits in 2 and falls away.
Stage 2 guidance is nominal.
Fairing jettison confirmed.
And that there was the call out for fairing jettison, in which you also saw on your screen, exposing the payload of Kinéis' 5 satellites to space ahead of their deployment. Electron is travelling at over 8,000 kilometres an hour and at an altitude past 126 kilometres. Just a couple more minutes remaining in this second stage burn.
Holding nominal.
We are now at T plus 3 minutes 53 seconds into the mission, now more than 9,000 kilometres in speed, going up to orbit of 635 kilometres. Now Electron's second stage is moving at more than, like I said, 9,000 kilometres an hour, and we are up past 155 kilometres in altitude as we approach orbital velocity, that sweet spot of balance between moving fast enough to travel around Earth, but not so fast that the satellites escape Earth's gravity altogether. Now our speed target for payload deployment is at least 28,000 kilometres an hour, so we have a little faster to go just yet. We are still partway through the engine burn on Electron's second stage, and one of the things that sets Electron apart from many other rocket designs is the use of electric pumps in the Rutherford engines. Now, those pumps are powered by batteries, which deplete as the engine draws power throughout the flight. But once we use up all that available energy in one set, we switch to a second set of batteries to complete the mission. And once they're dead, then they're gone, and we lose the batteries to drop the extra weight. Now, this clever little maneuver is referred to as the battery hot swap. Keep an eye on your screen to see those shiny silver batteries eject and fall away, and we should hear the call come from Mission Control soon.
HVB battery discharge nominal approaching hot swap in roughly 30 seconds.
Throttling down.
Battery jettison confirmed.
Guidance is nominal, 150 seconds remaining.
There we go. That was battery hot swap for the second stage Rutherford engine. The mission is continuing nominally at more than 16,000 kilometers an hour and now past 204 kilometers in altitude. And up next, we will have the final phase of stage 2 flight, including SECO, or second engine cutoff, which is then followed by kick stage separation. And this is where the kick stage, which is carrying Kinéis satellites, separates from Electron's second stage. No, the final engine cutoff on stage 2 is coming up now, just shy of 9 minutes into the mission. The engine you see on your screen is actually our 499th Rutherford built for an Electron mission, not our 500th engine for our 50th mission like you might expect. And that is because while each Electron features 10 Rutherford engines, 9 on the first stage and 1 on the second stage, we actually recovered and reflew a Rutherford engine on an Electron mission for the first time in 2023. So today instead marks number 499.
Just under a minute.
It is now T plus 8 minutes 22 seconds into the mission, and we are fast approaching second engine cutoff. Now, just before that happens, the Rutherford engine will begin to throttle down in preparation for a complete stop. That milestone is scheduled to take place around 8 minutes 58 seconds into the mission, so let's wait for that confirmation now.
SECO confirmed.
Stage 3 separation confirmed. Nominal transport.
Great news there from Mission Control. The second stage engine has now shut down and the kick stage has separated. And that means Kinéis satellites are on the kick stage for a coast phase around Earth. Now, once it has looped back around, the 3D printed Curie engine on the kick stage will ignite twice to complete some final positioning maneuvers before the 5 satellites are deployed to their 653-kilometer circular orbit. All that remains now is to wait for those final Curie circularization burns, scheduled at around T plus 52 minutes. Over to Jamie and Prachi to tell us what we can expect from that phase of the mission.
Thanks, Muriel. And yes, that's right. We're on the home stretch of our 50th launch.
Right now, the kick stage is coasting around Earth in an elliptical orbit, gradually making its way to the apogee, or the point in orbit where the kick stage is furthest from Earth. Once it reaches that point, the Curie engine will ignite for 2 separate burns to raise the kick stage's orbit and circularize it to 650 kilometers above the Earth's surface.
Around 1 minute after that final burn, the Kinéis satellites will be deployed in sequence. First will be a single satellite deployed off the top of the kick stage, followed by the remaining 4 satellites deployed in pairs from opposite sides. So while we wait for that, enjoy the relaxing tunes from our good friend Tim Dodd, aka the Everyday Astronaut. We'll see you back here soon.